Hello my friends and welcome back to the rabbit hole and welcome finally to my best and worst 2021 series, which is starting a little early because we've got a lot to rank. Some of you already know how long I've been working on this project. Let me tell you in advance, I am so excited about this series because we are going to be taking this little digital ranking thing that everybody's been doing all over YouTube, and we are going analog. Today's video is going to be ranking the best and the worst cleansing balms, and I don't want to just stop at telling you about these products. I want to show you these products. And this video in particular has been really important to me because I'm somebody who does not just wear skincare products, obviously. Yes, I sometimes do use cleansing balms to remove my sunscreens, but I also use them to remove makeup. So I wanted to really dive in today's video and talk about the best ones for skincare, the best ones for makeup removal. And just so you know, I am trying my darned hardest to not be biased in doing these. I've got a special category that will be the top recommendations, which is where I'm genuinely going to put the products that I think are the best as a whole in terms of recommendations. This means products that are less irritating, lower in fragrance, or mostly fragrance-free. So it's gonna be hard. This is a hard video for me to do because some of my absolute favorites are not gonna rank as high because I want you to buy products that are not going to be irritating. If you're not worried about fragrance in the slightest, I will still do my best to explain all of my thoughts on these products, how they feel, how they work. We've got a lot to do today. We are going to be ranking 20 cleansing balms into 5 categories. I say we go ahead and get into it. Oh, my dear friends, you may think I woke up today and chose violence. The best is at the bottom and the worst is at the top. Believe me, I know. But you see, I ran into a problem in my perfect vision of how this video series was going to go, and that is I was going to film top down, but look at this problem. I have 3 degrees. So ultimately, what I have chosen for this video is to show you most clearly down here my top recs at the bottom so you can very easily see them. Let's get into it. I, of course, want to start with what I think is the classic, and that is the Clinique Take the Day Off Cleansing Balm. This is a fully fragrance-free, very non-irritating cleansing balm that really, realistically, if you look at the price per ounce, it's not even too expensive, and it's Clinique. You know you can find deals, you know you can find gifts with purchase. I've gone through, I believe, at least 2 tubs of this, but you may notice I only have the mini. I decided just to buy this for this video because it is a good cleansing balm. It's so effective at removing makeup and sunscreen, but to be honest with you, I do kind of get enjoyment from my cleansing balms. I talk about this a lot on the channel. I really like the experience of a nice, pleasant smell, and because those scented cleansing balms don't seem to bother my skin, I do like them. But again, I want to make these recommendations as unbiased as possible, so I think if you have sensitive skin, this may actually work for you, and hence it earns a top recommendation spot. I think it's only fair to talk about Eve Lom next, as this was kind of a cleansing balm that really changed the game. It was one of the first out there. Now, I wish we had smell-o-vision so you could experience this particular scent. It is beautiful. It is so rich. It smells very strongly of essential oils. There's a whole ritual that Eve Lom has with this, and it's truly a joy to use. However, this is also the second most expensive cleansing balm here, and I do think it could be irritating because of all those essential oils. So let's just put it in the good category. Let's do Elemis next. So the Elemis Pro Collagen Cleansing Balm. This is another personal favorite for me. Once again, if we had smell-o-vision, you could experience this. It is so beautiful. Do you see how there's almost 2 layers in this tub? There's kind of this oily layer and then the kind of solid. That's because my house is a little hot. We're still working on the AC situation. But yes, it is beautiful. It is such a joy to use. I have noticed that these thick cleansing balms seem to work better with a cloth Elemis is one of the brands that includes a washcloth in the packaging, which is a very nice touch. And it's just an absolute joy to use this one. Let me show you how melty it is. Just removes makeup so effectively while giving you, it just feels like you're pampering yourself while you use this. By the way, this is often included in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty type of sales. If you catch this at 50% off, it is cheaper than some of the drugstore options at full price. Something that I admire Elemis so incredibly much for doing is that is a scented product, yes, but they came out with a very comparable product that is fragrance free. What a nice touch. This is, in my opinion, the perfect solution to the fragrance problem. Some people like fragrance, some people can't use it. Have an option, one of each. And yes, it is the same texture apparently. I had mine tipped on the side here. Still a beautiful experience, just without the scent. So I think I'm going to rank these two together as among my favorites. I really appreciate how thoughtful that was to have the fragrance-free option and the other option. And again, you can always get deals on the Elemis brand. How about we kick it back to one of my OG favorites? If you watched my channel years ago, I used to talk about how the Emma Hardy Moringa Cleansing Balm was one of my absolute favorites. I love using this, again, because of the experience. I'll let you see it once I'm done enjoying the smell over here. Okay, there it is. I'm almost out of my little size. The thing is, I've quit buying this because of how expensive it is, and we are going to talk about some good, much more affordable options out there. But it smells like, you know those orange chocolate candies? Take the chocolate out, what remains is what this smells like. So beautiful, so effective for removing makeup. I adore this one. Alas, I am not rich, so into the good category it goes because we have so many affordable options these days. For my final classics product here, it's kind of a new classic, the Pharmacy Green Clean. This one's kind of interesting to me because I almost thought, past tense, thought that this was a little bit overrated. It's nice, yeah, it really is. It has a very nice consistency to it where it does melt quite easily into the skin, or at least it spreads very well. You see how that just kind of disappears? I find this texture is really great for removing makeup, for getting into, especially mascara. Mascara can be hard to remove with some of the thicker balms. I think that when your balm melts this well into your skin, it can really help to get into your lashes and remove that makeup. The smell is nice, maybe a little bit on the minty side. Maybe that's what I don't like about it. It's just slightly minty. But I thought it was fine. I didn't repurchase the full size of it. For me, I would have actually said this was good. However, I had to go and buy the Sweet Apple Clean variety. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love this one. It smells like fall. Once again, wish we had smell-o-vision so you could smell this. Cinnamon, apple, something like that. It smells so good. It doesn't look quite as nice as the promo pictures. I had to dig in there to get to the yellow layer. But yeah, you do get a red layer and a yellow layer, so it's a cute presentation. I do like the scoop in the lid detail here, so I actually would have to say Sweet Apple Clean is among my favorites. I can't rank these two together personally. Moving into the drugstore category, as promised, things are about to get interesting and we're going to do some comparisons also. So, the original Pharmacy Green Clean. We often hear that this one right here, the Physicians Formula Perfect Matcha 3-in-1 Melting Cleansing Balm, is a dupe for it. Okay, scoop in the lid similarly, although it's a much smaller scoop indeed. What are the similarities here? They're both cleansing balms and they're both green. Is that it? The smell is completely different. This is a light, more pleasant smell. This one, it's kind of a strong, almost sandalwood smell, and the texture. I showed you Green Clean already. It's very melty. The Physicians Formula here is much thicker. So when you go to blend these out, that blends quickly, whereas the Physicians Formula, you kind of have to work it in. Now, of course, they do both remove makeup, but I find you need more of the Physicians Formula to remove makeup. It is just fine for removing skincare. I actually do like it, but my gripe with it is that at least at CVS, where this is $14.99 for 1.4 ounces, Green Clean actually breaks out to be cheaper per ounce. I'm going to put up on the screen the price on the Physicians Formula website, which is slightly less expensive, but we are talking small margins here. So the Pharmacy Green Clean is $10.06 an ounce. This one is $9.63 an ounce. Maybe it's just me, but I personally think a dupe should actually be, you know, kind of a lot less expensive, right? Isn't that the point of it? And then it also, because you need more of it, I think it still is more expensive per ounce. Again, I still don't mind it. I got it at CVS, which means I used coupons. I got extra bucks back, so it wasn't expensive for me. But if you're paying full price, if you're in another country, yeah, I don't necessarily think that's the best out there. But I'm going to tell you about, hold on, one more dupe that I actually do kind of think is a dupe and is kind of underrated. So the Milani Green Goddess Makeup Melter here. No scoop included with this, however, but it actually does look different too, doesn't it? However, I find that this effectively removes makeup. I don't need a lot of it. And yet, you know, again, is dupe really the right word? Dupes in skincare are so difficult because you can't legally replicate the formula. So this looks very thick and like butter initially, but it's one of those products that it does actually melt very nicely into your skin. And again, because it turns into that oily consistency, it's great for makeup removal. I also prefer the smell of this. This is not fragrance free, neither is this though. This one smells like jasmine to me. So yeah, for me personally, that's actually going to be among my favorites, and that is good. Let's talk about the Good Molecules Instant Cleansing Balm, which, for this one, let's do a comparison next to the Clinique Balm. Good Molecules is an interesting brand. They kind of started out like Verse Skincare. They had some essential oil ingredients. Hold on, let me make sure to wipe my hand off before I do more swatches. Yeah, they started with some essential oil ingredients, but then they've moved into this incredible direction. They're now fragrance-free, and they also disclose the exact percentages of all of their ingredients. So they've truly become an absolute favorite brand for me these days. Look at how similar these are. And the Good Molecules is $6 an ounce. You don't have to wait for sales. The only thing is, I don't know if you can see, there's a few little chunks initially, but they do melt into your skin. So they're both fantastic balms. This is just a fraction of the price. And you may be able to guess what that means I'm going to do as far as ranking. Yes, indeed, Good Molecules, you are among my top recs. Here's another fragrance-free cleansing balm. This is the Pixie and Caroline Hirons Double Cleanse. I expected to absolutely love this product because not only is it a cleansing balm, but you also get a fragrance-free cream cleanser. These are two of my favorite categories right here. My dry skin loves a cream cleanser. I love cleansing balms, as you may have guessed from how many I own. But I don't like the packaging. I don't think I like jar cleansers, which is funny because I have all these jar cleansing balms. But the thing is, you know, you apply these on dry skin, so there's no contact with water. Whereas with cleansers, I've already had contact with water. I just kind of feel like I could be splashing water into these types of products, which is why I'm rushing to finish this. I'm worried it's going to go bad because of me getting added water into it. So it's not actually a favorite for me, even though you might think that from how much I've used. But realistically, the cleansing balm itself is actually quite nice. I wish they sold these individually. I think that would be a perfect solution to the problem because as it stands for now, since I don't love the packaging, I'm going to have to put it in could live without. One more drugstore balm here. This is the Versed Day Dissolve Cleansing Balm. Okay, listen, I adore this cleansing balm. It looks very basic, I know. It's a little bit more expensive than some of the other options out there. However, watch this. Okay, you see this? See this texture? Looks a little thick. Now it's on my skin. Boom. It has already melted. This is probably one of the most melty balms in this video, and again, since I do wear makeup, I notice that this helps me to remove my mascara very quickly. I don't need a lot of it. A little goes a long way. The only catch with this is that it does contain some eucalyptus. Because again, even though Versed has gone in an essential oil and fragrance-free direction these days, this was one of their OG products and it is not essential oil-free. I actually, this is controversial, sorry, but I actually do well with eucalyptus. I actually really, really enjoy this. It's one of my absolute favorites, so of course we're going to put it here, but because it could be irritating for some, we will keep it out of the top recs. But if you wear makeup and you're looking for something easily accessible, and eucalyptus works for you, it's beautiful. Let's do Korean skincare cleansing balms next. Oh my goodness, when you see the prices on some of these. I think we'll do some more comparisons here. Let's start with the Vanilla Clean Zero and the Heimish All Clean Balm. These are kind of the two Korean skincare classics. I did a side-by-side of these one day because I was so confused as to how there are so many people that are Team Vanilla and others that are Team Heimish All Clean Balm. I was just perplexed by it. And here's what I've come to discover. Both of them give you scoops. My Heimish scoop, believe it or not, it is in there, but this is also on par with that Versed cleanser for being melty. Oh, I gotta touch it. Do you believe me on this being the most melty balm in the video? Look at that. Let's just take that since I already stuck my fingers in there. The vanilla includes a scoop in a lid. I do like that detail. This is the travel size though, just so you know. This one is a much thicker balm. I mean, good Lord, you can see the difference right there. Look at how different they are. This is the vanilla balm, very thick. This is the Heimish balm. What I have ultimately come to conclude is that I think you're gonna love the Vanilla Co. in particular if you're using it in skincare routines, if you're using it to remove your sunscreen. This one it doesn't get in your eyes, perhaps because of its thick texture. It's non-irritating because it doesn't get in your eyes. With this one, you may have to be careful not to get into your eyes because it is a little bit more drippy. However, again, it removes makeup so effectively. It comes down to, I think if you are a huge makeup enthusiast, oh my goodness, you should give this a try. It's also the cheapest balm in this entire video. And if you're into skincare and you want a non-irritating formula, I think you're gonna love the vanilla. Now, bear in mind, the Heimish is not fragrance-free. But with the Vanilla Clean Zero, I've noticed some confusion around this. First of all, this is not fragrance-free either. It just also barely has a scent. So I think that makes it a bit confusing. Also, one of their claims is that they don't use polyethylene. This is so much more of a nuanced conversation, and I am no environmental scientist. However, I am able to look at a label and recognize acrylates copolymer, which sort of is a microplastic. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but I do think it leads to some confusion, and confusion drives me batty. It's very frustrating for me, so I may have a slight bias against it because of that. I just want people to really know what they're getting. Because of how effective this is, because of how affordable this is, and because of how well it removes makeup, I'm going to add this to top recs, but note, it does contain essential oil ingredients. I'm bending my rules here just because of how much this blew my mind. See, I'm a makeup enthusiast. Of course I said that. Let's do this one next. Isn't it so adorable? This is the Tony Moly Peach Cleansing Sherbet, and it also is a phenomenal cleansing balm. Let me get my scoop out and yet again show you the texture. Yet again, we have one of those. Oh, why did I take so much out? Oh, whatever. Look at that consistency. So melty, so excellent for removing makeup, and it smells so good. Do you know how picky I am with peach scents? I am very picky with them. I have notoriously hated peach scents, but this one smells so good, and it is so incredibly cute. I'm gonna say it's among my favorites. Now here's one from I'm From that I may have a little bit of a bias about. This is the I'm From Fig Cleansing Balm. I initially really enjoyed it because it too is a beautiful texture. You get a little scoop in there. Make sure my hand is nice and clean for you so you can see that this is going to be yet another one of those that melts into your skin. That's almost the exact same texture as the Tony Moly one. And a light fruity scent as well. It is indeed gorgeous. However, my lid broke. I didn't drop it. I did not drop this product. The lid broke. I keep trying to fix it. That's electrical tape on there, but it keeps breaking further. It's probably going to go bad on me because I'm sure it's getting exposure to air. So I'm mad at it, basically. Look, I'm trying to be unbiased, but look at that. Look at that. I'm trying here. We'll put it in good, but just know that lid problem is a real problem, and I even tried to find a different lid for my last empties video to replace it. It's unique packaging, so I can't find a replacement lid. I don't know, hopefully I'm completely in the minority and that doesn't happen to other people, but yeah, you know, it's hard to not have an attitude towards a product when it completely betrays your trust. Let's talk about this next, the Beauty of Joseon Radiance Cleansing Balm. This is the new variety. This is the newest cleansing balm in this video, but I went for it because Beauty of Joseon as a brand just has not disappointed me. They've completely reformulated their line, so it is now completely fragrance-free. You get the scoop in here, and check this out. This is a really cute way of doing this. So you do have a little plastic layer in here, which is, well, hard to remove with one hand, but there you go. So yeah, the catch with this is I've only used it twice, but so far I'm very impressed with this. Again, keep in mind this is a video where, you know, some of these products I finished 4 tubs of. This is new. The whole product is new, but so far I'm impressed. Let's do a tiny, see how stingy I am with a brand new cleansing balm, especially one that I love. Anyway, it's a beautiful texture. Beautiful texture, and what's unique about this is that it too does not contain any microplastic ingredients. However, this does contain synthetic wax. That's kind of an ingredient where there's not really enough data yet to know what it does in the water supply, but I still think that is an improvement in terms of direction, and they pulled it off. Later in this video, we'll talk about how I think it is very hard to pull it off. I am hesitant to put a brand new product to me into my top recs category because I just haven't had enough time to use it. So let's cheat a little bit with this one and put it in the middle. I think it's going to be a top rec. I just don't want to tell you that for certain unless I've used a product for, you know, months. My final category for this video is the others. These are products where it's kind of, some of these are very affordable, but kind of inaccessible, kind of hard to find, stuff like that. Indie brands are gonna fall here. Let's start with the Juno Skin Clean Tin Cleansing Balm. This too is yet another absolutely gorgeous and very affordable cleansing balm. Where does this rank for me? Okay, this is the second least expensive in this video, and it too is absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful cleansing balm. It doesn't have the word fragrance, but do know it uses orange oil, so it has a pleasant orange scent. And yet again, you can see that's another one of those, this is like a classic texture at this point. It has the little bumps similar to the Good Molecules, but it melts into your skin. Incredible for makeup removal. This is very, very effective. It is a scent experience, and it's giving you, you know, a little bit of that higher end experience too in how luxurious it feels. This is very, very well done. I just don't quite know where to get Juno. I do think you can get them from the Beautylish website, but I guess for me the accessible stores are CVS, Walgreens, Ulta, Sephora. So it's a little inaccessible, but it is beautiful, and that clean tin is referring to the 10 ingredients it contains, so it is a more simple formula overall. Let's put that among my favorites. So we're running out of room. See, I knew I was going to have a lot of favorites. There, problem solved. Okay. Next up, we have the Biro Rice Cleansing Sorbet. This is the most expensive cleansing balm in this entire video. Biro has been critiqued a few times for that, but I actually think that they are going for a more luxury feeling. That's a gorgeous cleansing balm, and it has that just beautiful, expensive product smell. Do you know what I'm talking about? Also great for makeup removal. It's that same melty, luxurious texture. This is so enjoyable to use. It just also is the most expensive. Again, note that I'm saying that per ounce as opposed to the product itself. But see, I think they're going for a luxury feel. It is gorgeous packaging, had I not scratched mine up, that is. It's nice. One thing I'll say is I've heard that people have found discounts on this brand, or maybe they got them in a BoxyCharm, something like that. But it's beautiful. It's just it's just too expensive. I got that one obviously in PR. I'm not rich enough to buy products like that, but it's a bit surprising that that is more expensive than, you know, some of the classics, right? I have 2 cleansing balms to end this video on, and I'm going to do my best to talk just slightly about the microplastics situation. So, this is the Drunk Elephant Slay Makeup Melting Butter Cleanser and the Upcircle Cleansing Face Balm. First of all, I want to say that neither of these are going to be my favorites because of texture issues, but I thoroughly respect what these brands are doing. Upcircle in particular, so nice to see glass packaging. We never see that with cleansing balms. You've got a tin lid, that's amazing, and yes, this contains no microplastics whatsoever. The difficulty for me in this conversation is this seems to also mean a product that just doesn't emulsify very well. It's very thick. It's very hard for me to remove this from my skin, and my biggest problem of all, both this one and the Drunk Elephant, when I use them, I see an increase in breakouts. It's almost like I'm not getting the product off my skin, like something is happening on the surface of my skin that's just not going well. So, you know, if a product is breaking me out, it is going to be very hard for me to say that I really enjoy it. I guess using a washcloth to remove it does seem to help, but you can probably still see it's like some product is just left behind. And same exact situation with the Drunk Elephant Slay. Once again, it's a thick cleansing balm. So apply this here. Very, very thick. Very heavy. Again, I emphasize to you, I am not an environmental scientist. This is not my area of expertise. However, I do think that if you are able to use these kinds of products, I applaud you. If you're not, I don't want you to feel shamed. Again, it's just much more of a convoluted conversation. Microplastic ingredients appear not just in cleansing balms. They take a lot of the blame for it, but they're in foaming cleansers, they're in sunscreens, they're in lipsticks, brow pomades, moisturizers. They're kind of everywhere, and at the end of the day, they don't compare in their contributions to the full problem to other issues such as automobiles or just washing your clothes. Again, in terms of the numbers, what I had read is that all beauty products contribute 2% to the problem, and washing polyesters contributes around 20%. So, you know, basically, if you're somebody on a budget, I'm not going to shame you into buying the expensive Drunk Elephant and Upcircle products that also, unfortunately, don't work out for me. And again, if you're somebody using public transport, you are making a tremendous difference in the world just with that action alone. Okay. Let's do some final thoughts here. So I wanted to recap the least expensive per ounce options, and that would be the Hamish All Clean Balm, the Juno Clean Tin, and then the Vanilla Co. And the most pricey, from most expensive to least expensive per ounce, Biro, followed by Eve Lom, and then Elemis, unless you catch it at 50% off in the 21 Days of Beauty. My fragrance-free top recs are right here with this one as an asterisk, and then the All Clean Balm as my most beautiful makeup removing if you can use essential oils. And that is it for my ranking. I hope you all enjoyed watching this video. Please do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are there cleansing balms that are not even on this list that are stellar? Thank you again for watching today's video. If you found it helpful, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.